Assalamu alaikum Habibis. Look who I got here. Spot. You got it. Okay. Here you go. Sit pretty. Oh, my good. Sit pretty. Okay. Down. Let's go. Yes. Oh, oh. What's going on, y'all? Got the be a mirror in the building. Bring you up there. Let me turn on a little light here. Boom. How you doing, buddy? You good? Uh, how y'all doing tonight, Habibis? Good evening. Let me turn the volume down on the music. And let's see here. Boom. All right. Got on the headphones now. Good? Good boy. I had to give him a little something because we're streaming. His dinner time is in like 20 minutes, so we'll do the stream first and then we'll give him his dinner. So, welcome, Habibis, to it's Monday. Happy Monday. If you're watching for the first time, I'm Siraj Hashmi. You can find me on Twitter at Siraj A Hashmi. A lot of you are regulars, and very disappointed in you. You guys sent me the same exact shit the last few days. I got nothing but Pamkeith tweets, Brian Stelter tweets, and Jen M. Jackson tweets. Those are the main three I've gotten. And everyone's like, did you list this? Did you list this? Yes, I fucking listed it. Also, Fire Ben. Special thanks, obviously, to Ben Morrissey for putting together the list for this week. You can find him on Twitter at Ben Morrissey16. You won't be able to find him for much longer, though, because he's going to be fired by the end of this stream. Yeah, so let's get into it. Ernie, you ready to get into it? Let's get into it. Okay. See what I did? I made sure that Ernie wasn't cut off here. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys the a copy of the list log. Oh God, what am I doing, Siraj? Boomer Siraj strikes again. Y'all can go ahead and check out the list log for this week. But this is our projected top 10. As you can tell, it is a, I had gone back and forth with Ben, with Spencer and Jay, and we talked about whether we would do a stream on Saturday night or Sunday. And there is, in all honesty, I really wanted to do a stream, but the problem was I was not seeing as many tweets this year as I did last year on just 9/11. Now, if you recall, the tweets that we had queued up from, I want to say, last year. Let me see if I can pull it up here. The list from last year was extensive on 9/11. It was probably one of the most ridiculous days that I've seen of people tweeting out their dumbass takes. And a lot of it had to do with the fact that like Trump was worse than 9/11 or something like that. But this year, I've seen some takes, not that many, but enough takes to at least warrant them being nominated. And that is takes where people were saying that January 6th was worse than 9/11. That's like Pamkeith, that's Brooklyn Dad, um, various others. Of course, I've seen plenty. Oh, God, I'm getting calls. Anyways, I've seen takes from people over the year, and there are plenty of people who have posted takes about how like radical Islamic terrorism isn't the real threat. The real threat is like white supremacist terrorism, and like yes, they're both threats and they're both dangerous, and you should definitely approach them accordingly. But this like comparison, this like effort to like one up each other, like it's not helping anybody. It's just not. Like I have been in that like level of discourse for so long, and the white supremacist domestic terrorism threat that I've seen, or that argument I've heard for so many years, like it's never made sense to me. And even when I've like even in my more liberal days, and when I wanted to be like, radical Islamic terrorism, like, yeah, it's bad, like, but it's not like the worst threat that we've ever had to this country, like, especially in the 2010s. Uh, there was never a time I think, that I was really convinced that white supremacist domestic terrorism is truly more dangerous than radical Islamic terrorism. I mean, like, I feel like that's almost insulting, especially to the people who've lost their lives to radical Islamic terrorism. So, getting into that trying to compare the two, it's deeply unhelpful. It doesn't move the discourse in the direction you think it does. I mean, you can isolate the two and say that both are bad without having to make it about, one's worse than the other. So, oh, thank you, Javi. I appreciate that. It says on a lighter note, I loved your 2017 article on 9/11. I give you and Bubba a lot of credit for being in that situation. I can't believe staying behind for 2 years. Bubba is a saint for what he's done. He really is a saint. He truly is. Um, I guess the hype train's no longer going. But thank you for the subs. Loco Michael for gifting one sub, and Mr. Graphoniac, thank you for subbing for resubbing for another month, for 2 total months at tier 2. And Game Trust subbing for 2 whole months. I love Lamp. I love Game Trust. All the Habibis need to go check out Game Trust if you are looking for a fitness community for whatever your fitness goals are. It's a Discord channel. You do pay for it per month. It's like 25 a month. Although I think that's the rate, 25 a month. And if you already go to the gym, it's a great way to sort of find a good mechanism to kind of guide your goals. I mean, for me, it's just I like going to the gym when I can, other than walking the stick board. But yeah, go check them out. Let me go back to what was my point? I was looking for a fucking tweet about something, and I got off on a tangent like I always do. Oh, it was the 9/11 tweets from last year. That's right. Let's see if I can find this. I probably can, because I'm really bad at this. I am a boomer, and I have a lot of tweets in my bookmarks. So we got a few big items on the week. This week we got for Habibi Power Hour, we got Drew Holden on Tuesday night. That's going to be live for the demigods. It's going to be published on Wednesday for everyone, especially I think for Patreon subscribers. And then on Thursday we got Rita Panahi talking about Australia and all the shit that's going on over there. That's Thursday night, 9 p.m. East. for Demigod Habibis, and then it would be released probably Friday for all Patreon Habibis. So that's everyone platinum and below. Let's see here, or bronze and up. God, why can't I fucking find this? Did I bookmark this or not? Okay. This is when I get into doing the Twitter advanced search. All right, so we're looking for special 9/11 edition. It's gonna obviously come from me. So, did I do it? Did I do it? Did I not do it? That was. Let's. Here we go. Here's the list from last year. If you can see it. So we have Paul Krugman, Chip Franklin, George Conway, Ron Steslow, Corey Bush, NAACP, Kashana Cawley, Ali Rizvi, Allie Beth Stuckey, and Joe Girth. Allie Beth Stuckey, she probably didn't deserve it, but we already had that discussion on Twitter. Anyways, Paul Krugman tweeted out for number 1 last year. He says, so it's 9/11. Hard to remember now how large the terrorist attack loomed in our national psyche. After all, in death toll, COVID-19 is already the equivalent of 60 9/11s, with a few thoughts and recollections. This one is what really took the cake. Overall, Americans took 9/11 pretty calmly. Notably, there wasn't a mass outbreak of anti-Muslim sentiment and violence, which could all too easily have happened. And while George W. Bush was a terrible president, to his credit, he tried to calm prejudice, not feed it. That's obviously bullshit. Even Ernie knows it's bullshit. So, Rob says, Siraj, your 9/11 article resonated with me. Because in those days, I also lived in my parents' homeland and got bullied for being American. Your dad, by the way, is badass for completing his mission. Yeah, he is. I love my dad. He is a phenomenal human being. I love him dearly. And at the same time, I feel like he does not get enough credit for what he does. What the fuck is this? Peretz tweets out, time for Jews to admit other gods exist. What? What is this? Do I want to get into a theological debate? Is this even from their website? Oh, it is. The idea of God's oneness sounds like an essential tenet of Judaism, but there are equally essential tenets that Jews have learned to forego. Wait, what? The whole point of being a monotheistic religion is believing in one God, mono, single, one, theist. What is theist? What? Single God religions? Am I just? I'm going insane. I gotta be going insane. You know what monotheism needs? Polytheism. Fuck yeah, it does. Man, watch them. All the Jews convert to Hinduism. They all become Hindus. It's gonna happen. I know it. All right, so let's get into the list for this week. This is the top 10 right here. We got Stephen King coming in at number 10, tweeting out a very similar tweet that I've seen over the course of the pandemic, and that is 1,200 dead of COVID yesterday in Florida. Not the total for a week or a month, but one single day. That was fake news. Thank you, Loco Michael. Theos means God. Thank you. I worried for a second. All right, so that's number 10, Stephen King. Number 9, we got Senator Scott Wiener, who is a California state senator. He is one of the more vocal resistance libs on Twitter. He's got a following of 73,000 people, 73,000 Twitter followers. He says, as we commemorate the 20th anniversary of 9/11 and the horror that it brought, let's recommit to fighting all forms of terrorism, including the greatest terror threat we face, white nationalist domestic terrorism. This is the all lives matter response to terrorism. Plain and simple. It's the all lives matter response to domestic to terrorism. We don't have to, this is not a fucking contest here. Okay? You don't have to diminish the impact of 9/11 to say, hey, maybe we should focus on all terrorism. Yeah, that's typically what law enforcement does and counterterrorism and intelligence agencies do. What the fuck are you gonna do, Senator Scott Wiener? Are you gonna do anything special to combat white nationalist domestic terrorism? Fuck me. Anyways, coming in number 8, we have Errol Weber, who tweets out, Joe Biden is proof that you don't have to slam a plane into a building to destroy America. Now, I've thought about this long and hard, and while it is a crude tweet, it may not be the most list-worthy of tweets, because, yes, it's not a great image, but you can make that point without invoking 9/11. I just realized I said long and hard. Jesus. It's like I can't be appropriate at all, especially when it comes to 9/11. Anyways, let's keep it going. Actually, it was really funny. There was I remember back in, I don't know why, this thought just comes to mind. I used to play football in high school. After, obviously, this is, I'm a junior about to be a senior, and before, no, this is after our junior season, so there's like a post-season, like gala or what do they call it? Potluck? Yeah, potluck. It was a potluck. It was a postseason potluck. Everyone on the football team brought something. Obviously, it wasn't everyone like within the football team. It was obviously their moms and dads making that shit. Because we're all a bunch of high school kids. Of course, we didn't know how to cook. So it was a potluck and a catered event as well. So I think if anything, people, besides the point, doesn't matter. They were gonna announce the team captains for the next season, and every member of the team voted for the next team captain. And our quarterback, who was in my class, his name was Dennis. His number was 9, and the other captain ended up being my buddy Ross, who was I want to say he was either left guard or left tackle. Either way, he was on the offensive line, and his number was 75. But I didn't think he was going to be captain because he's kind of like a very quiet guy. He's big, but he's a quiet guy. The guy who I thought was going to be a captain was a linebacker / fullback whose number was 11. And so when they revealed the jerseys, that guy, the linebacker, his name was Warren. So they first unveiled that Dennis is going to be a captain. So number 9 shows up, his jersey shows up. And the next thing they show is Ross's jersey, 75. And they're like, oh, thank God. Like, and that, one of my teammates asked me, he's like, why are you so relieved? I was like, because I thought Warren was going to be the co-captain. He would have literally had 9/11 as captain. That really, oof, dodged a bullet there. But yeah, that was fun times to be had by all. I just remember my teammate losing his shit when I said that. Anyways, that's how juvenile I am. Anyways, let's keep it going. Number 7, we got Matt Iglesias. who tweets out, still don't really understand why we overreacted so much to 3,000 dead on 9/11 and underreacted so much to 200,000 or 200 times and counting fatalities from COVID. And then he continues on to say, one nice thing about the reactions to this tweet are many people that many people are convinced the answer is obvious, but they also give different answers. Okay, so a couple ways to interpret this tweet. For one, Matt could be unintentionally saying what happened from COVID is an act of war, in which case, yes, I would agree. It probably is an act of war if the Chinese Communist Party, which we know to be misleading and subversive and basically pulling all these different strings to try to inflict damage on the world and advance their agenda and platform and elevate their own status. I look at this tweet and think, is Matt Iglesias calling for war against China? Because that's how some people can interpret it. It's, maybe maybe he's making the case for the United States to invade China. I think people. I think I listed this tweet initially. Let me see if I did that initially. Well, let's see what happened. What did I do? Am I even on here? There we go. Here, this is the response I remember. Okay, so I listed it. Boy, that got listable quickly. And one of the first responses is, says, you think the Iraq War was an appropriate reaction to 9/11, Siraj? Fuck no, of course not. The Iraq War was far and away one of the more objectionable wars that the United States got involved in my lifetime. It is the only war that I actually got out and protested when I was a teenager. I was like 15 years old when the United States was invading Iraq. That's the only time I ever got involved in protests. I've never done a protest since. And it's just like, I don't have to respond to this particular bitch tits right here, but I just want you all to know that obviously I don't think that invading Iraq was an appropriate reaction. Do I think invading Afghanistan was? Yeah, at the time. Did we have to stay there for 20 years? No. Was there a lot of mischaracterization about what kind of defined an actual war in Afghanistan? Were we actually at war with Afghanistan for 20 years? Not exactly. I've made this argument before, how people have, particularly the anti-war advocates, which I largely agree with, were saying that we were in a 20-year war with Afghanistan, which is not exactly true. We have before the drawdown, before the entire withdrawal that happened in August, the complete fuck up by the Biden administration, we had 3,000 troops in Afghanistan. And I've said it before. I've heard this from other people as well. I've heard from Ben Shapiro. I've heard it from others. We have more troops in South Korea, in Germany, and places like Bahrain than we did in Afghanistan before this withdrawal. Bahrain. It's a tiny fucking island in the Persian Gulf. There's no reason to have that many troops there, but we do. 3,000 troops in a country like 69 times the size of Bahrain. Sorry, I'm just throwing out a nice number right there. Look, I think it's safe to say that just having American presence there was enough to deter the Taliban. All this talk about withdrawing troops from Afghanistan, Biden succumbed to political pressure. Now China basically runs the show out there. China and the Taliban and Pakistan and Iran, they're basically all getting involved in Afghanistan and making shit worse over there. Sadly. Biden administration left Americans behind. And because of the withdrawal, 13 U.S. service members got killed in the terrorist attack, including over 180 Afghan civilians. And I don't even know what the death toll is going to look like in the next couple of weeks after the Taliban is basically done cleaning up the entire place of everyone who betrayed them. So, and basically everybody who helped the United States, I wouldn't say betray them, but combat them. But anyways, so list, yes. I don't know how, maybe 7's good. Maybe we'll talk about when we vote. What is it? Was that 7? Yeah, 2, 3, 7. All right. So number 6, we got the Federalist. Okay. The Federalist tweets out the 9/11 attacks ultimately proved a lesser threat to America than the totalitarian left. This is another dumb take because, as you all know, when you start comparing the 9/11 to any other form of extremism, any other act of terror, you're really just making yourself look like an idiot. And no one takes you seriously. And the Federalist, which has an interesting reputation on the right, I'll say. I like a few other people. I don't know all of their people, but there are a few good writers there. Emily Jashinsky is a great one. I used to work with her at the Examiner. I think she's really smart. And I've been on her show, I think back in early April, late March, early April. Great person. Really enjoy her as a friend, as a writer, as a peer in the industry. Hope to God she didn't write this. Let's hope she didn't write this. Oh, thank God she didn't. All right. So this is just one of those clickbaity headlines, I feel like, but definitely deserving of the list. Did I list it? Did I get? Yes, I did. I got it. Yeah, we got it. Oh. Anyways. Coming in at number 5, we got Brian Stelter. Brian tweeting out network TV anchors were the closest thing that America had to national leaders at 9/11. They were the moral authority for the country on the first day, especially with political leaders in bunkers or otherwise out of sight. Now, I will say this, and this we'll vote on this because this is obviously what the point of the list is. But this is not an article he wrote, okay? This is from the AP. This is from David Bowder, David Bowder, who wrote this long-ass piece about how news anchors were basically the moral authority. And I don't know if his tweet necessarily says that he agrees with it, but the fact that he shared it, I think speaks, and just knowing who Ryan Stelter is, sort of speaks to how he operates in general, and that he would largely probably agree with this. Maybe the characterization, the actual name of the headline was "On TV, 9/11 was the last huge story for Big Three network anchors." This caption right here really hurts his standing and his defense of not being on the list. So, I mean, I say list still, but he has obviously complained about how people should take it up with the author. But then you have this from Brian Stelter tweeting out, "This is my serious face. Look at that. Maybe not list worthy, but definitely cringe. And also, he looks way worse than that. Sorry, Brian. Happy belated birthday." Coming in at number 4, we got Pamkeith, who honestly, in my view, a little too low, but we'll go with it. Okay. Pamkeith tweets out on 1/6/2021, 9/11 2001 ceased being the worst thing that happened to America in my lifetime. It's really weird and painful to process and say that, but it's the truth. And quite frankly, it's not even close. Now, this is not the first time Pamkeith has tweeted out some bullshit like this. She is has been making comparisons between January 6th and 9/11 for quite some time. Um, and guys, I mean, I don't have to explain this one to you. We were all there for one. Many of us are old enough to remember what happened on 9/11. And January, the Capitol Hill riot happened, what, 9 months ago? I'm trying to rack my brain around. I'm trying to rack my brain around the idea that somehow January 6th was worse. And I simply can't. 9/11 was infinitely worse. Um, I mean, like first of all, the death toll shows you right there. I mean, fucking nearly 3,000 people died in 9/11, and countless more were injured. And then all the people who died in the following years from complications from all the rescue workers, firefighters, cops, medics, paramedics, doctors, nurses, other hospital workers, you name it. I mean, just the fact that they were in the area. So many of them were basically poisoned by the rubble and developed medical conditions later on within the next decade and died. And the first responders, they got shafted a number of times by Congress by not getting enough funding for their medical treatment. So it's I mean, there's that. There's obviously the ramifications of everything that happened after 9/11. You have two invasions of Afghanistan and then Iraq. The countless body toll, the countless death toll and body count that rose from that. The amount of people that were broken from it. Like I just, there comes a point where you have to ignore people saying this shit, but you this was kind of like the point of my article that I wrote for Newsweek, and let me just pull it up right here. Now, I wrote an article titled "Stop Erasing 9/11." This came out on Friday, and I specifically wrote it with people like Pamkeith in mind, Brooklyn Dad, Michael Beschloss, and President Biden, because what we've seen, and a lot of MSNBC anchors as well. You have contributor Matthew Dowd and host Joy Reid basically saying how January 6th was worse than 9/11. Like, people with brain cells understand how crazy this sentiment is. It's the problem of like people with just are ignorant to this. They don't understand history. They're either too young to either have remembered 9/11 or just didn't know the ramifications and the impact it had. And you have to constantly remind people why it was so bad, and also understand that yes, it was a horrible event, and we should mourn the loss of the people who died that day. But we can also, recognize the tragedy, recognize other tragedies for what they were. So people are like, oh, people never shut up about 9/11. Like I was getting a lot of, as much as some people liked it, there were some people who didn't like it. And there are people who are saying, Siraj, no one ever shuts up about 9/11. Well, yeah, they don't shut up about 9/11, but there are people out there, like the President of the United States, who's saying that the Capitol riot on January 6th was the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And first of all, that's just a historical garbage. I wrote another piece on that back in April for Glenn Greenwald's Substack about how there are so many times about what defines an attack on our democracy, because, you know, 9/11 can very well be an attack on our democracy, and then there's the shifting of the goalposts. It'd be like, oh yeah, but that was a foreign attack on our democracy. Okay, all right. Well, if that was a foreign attack, let's look at solely domestic attacks. You have so many. Let's start off with Jim Crow. Jim Crow was put in place following Reconstruction in southern former slave states to remove people based on the color of their skin from the political process. They couldn't vote. They couldn't. They had things like poll taxes, literacy tests. Basically a lot of things that really that removed a lot of African Americans and former slaves and children of former slaves out of the political process. So that obviously that's a way bigger attack than January 6th. You have everything from the FBI, whether it was COINTELPRO under J. Edgar Hoover, whether you have the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II under FDR, countless things, and I don't have to get into every single one. You have Woodrow Wilson. I see one comment saying Woodrow Wilson reviving the Ku Klux Klan. That's one. Woodrow Wilson, probably one of the worst presidents ever. He resegregated the army. When the United States invaded Germany, or declared war on Germany during World War One, they actually, the United States government jailed like over 2,000 German Americans without due process, just based on the fact that they were German. And then what else? You have no, I could go. I mean, there's so many of them. Anyways, I don't even know how Woodrow Wilson got through the cracks for so long as being somewhat of an acceptable president. I've seen so many schools and tributes to Woodrow Wilson. I'm just thinking to myself, how is it possible that this guy got so many tributes and stuff? This guy fucking sucked. Anyways, I mean, he truly was like one of the worst presidents ever. Anyways, this is the best president ever. I bought a beanbag chair thinking I was going to use it for gaming, and all I've used it for is this is the only thing I've used it for. Hold on one second. All right. So let's keep it moving. I know, I wanted to do a stream over the weekend. I just couldn't get around to it. Let's keep it moving. So that's Pamkeith at number 4. At number 3, we got Jen M. Jackson. All right, so Jen M. Jackson, she has a whole thread. We'll go through it. Let's go through it. So this is her first tweet. She says, "It's 20 years since 9/11, and I'm still really disturbed by how many white pundits and correspondents talk about it." Okay, so that's not the worst tweet, okay? That is just an observation right now. And she's saying, I'm disturbed how many white people are talking about it. Okay, let's hear what your next point is. Let's keep it going, okay? So I'm gonna read through a thread, and I have it up here. You can keep up. Obviously, you can go and check it out for yourself if you have access to the Google Doc for the list running log. She continues on by saying, "I'm watching Andy Card and Jay Johnson. Jay Johnson is a former DHS secretary under the Obama administration, saying on MSNBC. Card, who I'm not familiar with, Card just said that 9/11 was the first time that Americans ever felt fear. He said that it was the last morning we woke up without fear and that the terrorists succeeded in introducing us to fear. Wow, that's hella incorrect. Okay, for one, Jen's not wrong here. You know, this isn't the first time Americans felt fear. That's fine. That's a valid point. There are plenty of Americans before that who felt fear, completely unrelated to 9/11, completely unrelated to, you know, any racial, ethnic, religious division. Okay, let's keep it going. White Americans might not have really felt true fear before 9/11 because they never felt what it meant to be accessible, vulnerable, and on the receiving side of military violence at home. But white Americans' experience are not a stand-in for America. And that she actually has a point in. She's not wrong on that. Okay? Maybe Andy Card went above and beyond and like really reached with his comparison by saying that, you know, this is the first time ever Americans felt fear. Yeah, that's not really true. That she has a point on. Okay? Next tweet. Plenty of us Americans know what it's like to experience fear, and we knew before 9/11. For a lot of us, we know fear because of other Americans. Okay? Let's keep it going. This is where this is the hang up right here. We have to be more honest about what 9/11 was and what it wasn't. It was an attack on the hetero-patriarchal capitalistic systems that America relies upon to wrangle other countries into passivity. It was an attack on the systems many white Americans fight to protect. And then she finishes off by saying, we have to be clear that the same motivations that animated America's hypervigilance and responsiveness to terror after 9/11 are now motivating the carceral state and anti-immigration policy. So, it's the tweet right right. Can I point out? Yeah, that one. That tweet right there. That's the one that does it. That's the one that gets her on there. Okay? There's no... You don't have to think that deep into it, okay? It's not that deep. It's really not that deep, Jen. It is... You had... If she had not tweeted this particular tweet, she might have been safe from the list. But she is saying, in particular, what 9/11 was. And you know, I'm sure there are many people who debate what it was. But it certainly wasn't this shit. It was not an attack on a system that white America fights to protect. Sure, it was an attack on our democracy. It was an attack on our Defense Department. It was an attack on our financial sector. It was an attack on Americans at large, because the people that the Al Qaeda and the 9/11 hijackers were flying planes into, at least in the Twin Towers, contained civilians. Every single plane had civilians on them. Even if you disagree with, you know, the idea that the Pentagon did not contain civilians, I mean, it's not like they aren't people that don't have lives. I mean, it's not like the straight up military all being right there in that particular part of the Pentagon. I mean, there were a lot of innocent people that got killed or were murdered by Al Qaeda. I feel like there are people who just constantly read into it too much to try to think what 9/11 was and just completely dismiss all the people who died. I mean, you just have to watch a video of Falling Man, and that changes your perspective on everything. If you watch the commentary surrounding Falling Man, a man who's literally falling from the World Trade Center to escape the smoke because they know that there's no escape, that fucking breaks your heart. It really does. There's no, I mean, like, all the people who are missing, who are looking for their loved ones. You see this, you see the fences, the chain link fences of people posting their images missing. They have their their husband, their wife, their children, their brother, sister, you name it on there, the father, mother. Like, it fucking breaks your heart. And I think one of the worst things when it comes to death is never being able, like that closure. You never, you know, death is final, and you don't know when it's going to happen. And, not everything is like a fairy tale where you get to say goodbye to whoever it is before they go. And I mean, like, I think that's why so many, if you have family and you love your family, I think that obviously incumbent upon people you love and care about to be with them as much as you possibly can, and not take that time for granted. And when I see stuff like this where it's just like everybody's talking about 9/11 in the abstract, like, it really fucking infuriates me. I mean, it's gaslighting for one, because you're trying to tell me what something is when I know it's not that. And then you're signaling that virtue to the rest of your followers by saying, hey, this is what it is. It's not X, Y, and Z, what we all know what it is. It's fucking an attack on the heteropatriarchal capitalistic systems that America relies upon to wrangle other countries into passivity. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Quote me says, "Oh, did you see the universities, the one she works at, response to her comments?" No. If you have a link, please send it. Let's go ahead and check it out. Oh shit, you put it right here. I didn't pull it up on there. So all universities need to take the statement and keep it on standby, because this is how you show solidarity. All right, so this is from both the chancellor and president and dean. What school did she teach at? Jen M. Jackson. Oh, Syracuse. So it was Syracuse that she tweeted. She. All right, so let's just read it. Let's read this response, okay? If you guys can see it, great. If not, I'll read it to the best of my ability. Dear students, faculty, and staff, this weekend marked the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. It was a time to reflect on the senseless loss of life, the heroism of many, and how that event shaped our country and the world. Recently, one of our professors shared thoughts on 9/11 on social media. These comments have been subject of much scrutiny and vehement disagreement by critics. That is their right, just as our professor has the right to free speech, however uncomfortable it may make anyone feel. What cannot be tolerated are the harassment and violent threats that we have seen in response that have been directed at this professor. Our Department of Public Safety is in contact with the professor and has engaged the support of federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies. Some have asked the university to condemn the professor's comments, and others have demanded the professor's dismissal. Neither of those actions will happen. As the home of the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs, free speech for all people across the political spectrum, within the limits of the law and the university's anti-harassment policy, is one of our key values. Speech can be offensive, hurtful, or provocative. Still, Syracuse University will stand by the principles of free speech and by our commitment into keeping our community safe in the face of threats and harassment. All right, for one, I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. I agree with this statement. You should not fire this professor for offensive speech. Here's the but. Syracuse has to now uphold that standard. If they fire anybody because of offensive or provocative speech, everything they just said is bullshit. I don't condone any threats or harassment or violence done unto this Professor Jen M. Jackson. Does she deserve the list? Absolutely. What is the list for? Designed to save people from themselves. Sometimes from tweeting out stupid shit, or just calling out bad takes for what they are. So, with this being said, it's looking like Syracuse has made their bet. Did they succumb to cancel culture? No. And it's a good thing that they didn't. They better uphold that, because as soon as they break, they're going to get a whirlwind of shit heading their way. I imagine what's probably going to happen is you're going to get a conservative saying one of the most insane fucking thoughts that's probably racist, sexist, anti-Semitic, homophobic, you name it. And then Syracuse is going to have to be like, well, that person's fired. Or they're like, so we'll see. We'll see how this shakes out, honestly. Because, yes, universities should be places where they can allow people to air their opinions and thoughts and have free speech and say things that are provocative and offensive and still not be canceled. Let's just hope that's the case with Syracuse. So anyways, let's keep it going. So that was, what was that, number 3? All right, so we're getting down to the last 2. Number 2, we have Ronald Klain, who is the White House Chief of Staff, tweeting out what leadership looks like. This is what leadership looks like. Biden vaccine mandate plan aims to cover 2/3 of workers. We will turn the tide on COVID-19, President says. Excuse me. That's number 2. Now, this is obviously after President Joe Biden implemented a vaccine mandate for any company over 100 employees. Of course, there are a few exemptions, like the U.S. Postal Service, and teachers' unions, and what else? What else am I missing? We'll see. I don't know. Jane, what'd you send, Jane? Let's go check this out. Okay, so that's 1. 2. Syracuse University places professor on administrative leave after syllabus refers to coronavirus as Wuhan flu. Ah, there we go. See, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So, what did that last? Guys, how much did that last to BB's? Like a minute? A minute from the time I said that to literally this being sent? It's because it happened fucking in August of last year. Also, I apologize, Rob. I didn't see your message about Nicki Minaj. What the fuck's up with Nicki Minaj? Hey, bud. What you doing? Guys, I think he's getting hung. I think he's getting HUNGRY. Nicki Minaj tweets out, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Look at this first response from Count Dankula. Says, it's funny you should say that. I got vaccinated and my testicles turned into Nicki Minaj. God. What the fuck? What is going on here? There's another one here from Quote Me. Oh, you already sent that one. Sorry about that. Now, do we list? I don't know. Do we list this? Is this spreading COVID misinformation? Oh, what did Jay do now? Oh, Professor Purple, I'll get to it in just a moment. Oh, my cousin in Lebanon won't get the vaccine. His friend took it now. His dick is a unicorn. His testicles grew legs, and his dick became a 2-inch rainbow horn. He was weeks away from getting married. The girl called it off. Now he's turning his dick into a new Lil Nas X music video. Oh, Jay. All right, Pupper, I'm looking for your tweet. Give me a moment here. Apologies to any of the Habibis I missed tweets from. What is it, bud? What? You okay? All right, let's look through that Professor Pupper tweet, and then I'm going to feed this little guy, and then I'll come back and we'll do some voting on the list for the top 10. Oh, wait, did we get to number one? We didn't get to number one. We'll do number one, and then we'll go from there. Where's Pupper? There we go. Where are you going, Ernie? What are you doing? Let me get that look. I can see it. I didn't know that you want to jump off. All right, politics inside the White House chief of staff Ron Klain just managed the summer from hell. This is how he got here. All right, Aaron. Hold on one second, buddy. All right, last one before we go to break. I'll run a minute ad and then feed this little buddy, and then we'll come back and do some voting. All right, this is President Biden saying we're going to protect the vaccinated workers from unvaccinated co-workers. This is number one. Okay. Hi, Cortana. Hope you're doing well. I'll be right back, babies. I'm gonna just put it on BRB. I'm gonna feed Ernie, and then we're gonna come back and finish up the list. We're gonna do the voting. So stay tuned. Be back in a few. Okay, Habibis, we're back. I am currently. Let me go ahead and fix a bit of this. Let's do a little background removal. And let's go and check out our list. Okay, so if you haven't already received the top 10 for the list this week, let me go ahead and just send it to you for the list running log. Send it to you right now. You guys can at least check out. I was not busy tweeting on the pooper, okay? That was Ernie. I was trying to help him go poop because he just ate dinner and he usually has to go poop. But he didn't poop because it's raining out, and so I was basically stuck outside in the rain while he was sniffing around in the garden. So what are you gonna do? Anyways, Nicki Minaj's tweet, crazy. I don't know. Look, we can do a poll to see if you think it should be on the list, but it's gonna be a pretty short poll. And I just got the joke. So let me pull up Nicki Minaj's tweet one more time. Just look at that. Look at that. Look at that beauty right there. Nicki Minaj. I'm gonna turn off channel points because I just want an honest take. If you think it should be list or no list. So go ahead. I do not know if this is a fucking joke. I don't know if this is something that we should be like, oh, she's spreading misinformation. I think it's hilarious. I need to know from the Habibis if she deserves it or not. Okay. All right. Most people are thinking no list, and I agree. I think it's funny shit. Just making sure Ernie's not around me. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, let's just go ahead. Yeah, even if she is serious, like it's still way too funny. So. Oh well, that's some funny shit. I mean, all right, there we go. 83% of you say no list. So let's go ahead and leave her off. Let us consider a vote for number one. So this is what should be number one. Let me go ahead and just listen to what Biden's actually saying here, because
some of the biggest companies. My job as president is to protect all Americans. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week. Some of the biggest companies are already requiring this. United Airlines, Disney, Tyson's Food, and even Fox News.
gotta throw Fox News in there, right? Got them. Fucking got them. They're done. Fox News is done. They'll never recover from this. They'll never recover. They will never fucking recover from this. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. You've done. You're brave and courageous, stunning and brave. Doing what no president could do. Thank you. Thank you, President Biden. All right, so there we go. So let's go ahead and check it out. Number one, we got POTUS, President Biden. This will be a bit of a longer poll. So we got Ronald Klain, his White House Chief of Staff. You guys can see the tweet here. This is what leadership looks like. This is what technically number two on the list. Then we have Jen M. Jackson for her 9/11 take. And Pamkeith also for another 9/11 take, saying that 1/6 was worse. In all honesty, I think Pamkeith's tweet is worse than Jen M. Jackson, so I don't know how y'all feel, but That's what voting is there for. And then Brian Stelter. I think this should be number 1. And it should. All right, so let's cap it at 4. I think these are the 4 worst ones. Let's go ahead and add some bits per extra vote. So you get 1 bit per extra vote, 69 channel points per extra vote, and I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, poll begins right now. So you got President Biden saying we're going to protect the vaccinated workers from unvaccinated workers. Ronald Klain tweeting out what leadership looks like. Jen M. Jackson tweeting out, we have to be more honest about what 9/11 was and what it wasn't. It was an attack on the heteropatriarchal capitalistic systems that America relies upon to wrangle other countries into passivity. It was an attack on the systems many white Americans fight to protect. And then Pamkeith tweeting out on 1/6, 9/11 was ceased being the worst thing that happened to America in my lifetime. It's really weird and painful to process and say that, but it's the truth, and quite frankly, it's not even close. So let's see what we got. Currently, President Biden in the lead, 69% of the vote. Stop the count. Stop the count right now. We need to stop the count because that is very nice. That is someone who left it at 68. God damn it, everyone. It's 69 only. I'll only accept 69. Nice. And now it's at 70. God damn it, guys. If you have channel points, you can use them. You can use them on the channel. You can use them on voting. Use bits, you can use that. So we got a bunch of new Habibis up in here. Welcome all to the stream. If you haven't been a part of the stream before, let me tell you what we're doing. We're going through the worst tweets of the week, and assembled by my handy dandy intern, Ben Morrissey, who is going to be fired after the stream. And if you haven't gotten access to the list Google Doc, I just put it in the chat. For people who are going to replay this later, I'll put it in the description of the video. So, God damn it, it was at 69% with like 2 seconds remaining, and now it's 66. God, why? Why would you do that to me? Anyways, Master Thief, thank you for the 23 bits. Das Blue for the 483 channel points. President Biden gets number 1 for this week's list. Now, everyone's like, you might be thinking to yourself, why are we starting off with a 1 and then going through 10? Well, the reason we do that is we got to figure out what the worst tweets are first and then sift through the rest. I haven't figured out a way to do voting better than that. If there was literally a way that we could do 10 entries into 1 poll, I would fucking do it. I only get 5 because of Twitch. So, blame Twitch. Anyways, congratulations, President Biden, getting number 1 for the week for this week's list. So let's do number 2. Number 2 coming up here. We have his White House Chief of Staff, Ronald Klain. This tweet you probably already saw. We have Jen M. Jackson saying what 9/11 is and what it wasn't, saying it's a heteropatriarchal capitalistic system that America relies upon to wrangle other countries into passivity. It was an attack on the systems many white Americans fight to protect. Fucking hate reading that. Then we have Pamkeith saying that on January 6th, 9/11 ceased to be the worst event that happened in America, or to America in her lifetime, and saying it's not even close. And I honestly have to say, fucking shoot me, because this is the worst take, I think, from 9/11. But I'll let you be the judge. I'm going to include 2 other tweets. I'm going to include Brian Stelter's tweet that says network TV anchors were the closest thing that America had to national leaders on 9/11. They were the moral authority for the country on that first day, especially with political leaders in bunkers or otherwise out of sight. Now, I said before, I'll just say it again, this is not his article that he's posting, but, and you can look at that ratio. But the fact that he posted it, and if you're familiar with Brian Stelter's work, it definitely feels like something he would agree with. Even if the name of the article, which is on TV 9/11 was the last huge story for Big Three network anchors, which is a very uncontroversial headline. Brian Stelter's tweet, I mean, that's not how I would go about doing it. If it were me, I would keep the focus on the victims and the families who suffered tremendous losses, because ultimately the day is about them. It's about the victims and the people that we lost and the people who were heroic enough to save others and the people who got away, and the people, the first responders who were there to find as many survivors as they could. So everybody processes grief differently. Everybody processes a day like that differently. And there are right ways of doing it, and there isn't a wrong way of doing it, but there are inappropriate ways of doing it, I gotta say. So and then we have the Federalist tweeting out, the 9/11 attacks ultimately proved a lesser threat to America than the totalitarian left, which I gotta say, tweeting that shit. Oh, that was September 10th. Oh, they got away with it. So, and it still happened during the week. So you're gonna get these fucking lists. You're gonna get these fucking pens. I'm gonna put 2 minutes on the clock. So you got Ron Klain, Jen M. Jackson, Pamkeith, Brian Stelter, and the Federalist. Okay, 2 minutes on the clock, beginning right now. Dreamy Bongo says Orange Hatch on that Nicki Minaj shit right now. Really? Please, Dreamy, if you got the tweet, please send it here into the chat. I gotta see it. While this vote's going on, I am gonna go ahead and get another water, but we're gonna go ahead and look at that Orange Hatch. Oh, retired Orange. I know the person who runs that account, so this is pretty good. Trying to get a young person on the telephone and tell me what a Nicki Minaj. Janice, Pamkeith is definitely not trolling. That bitch is serious. She's serious. I'll be right back. Get on water. Okay. All right. So, where are we currently at? Pamkeith. Pamkeith currently in the lead. Toy says Siraj's Hassan impersonation is flawless right now. What was it? Getting the water? Well, the majority of y'all chose President Biden as number one, so, and it was well over 50%, so, or 51%. Pamkeith gets it with 77% of the vote. Oh, Blake, what you say Pakistani accent? Yeah, here it is, sir. It is here. I'm getting water in my mouth. Pamkeith, she got number 2 on the list. All right, Pamkeith, number 2. So we're going to speed through the rest. Oh, Decato, you think I'm getting rusty? Shut the hell up your mouth. Shut the hell up your mouth. I swear to God. I swear to God. Don't you fucking tempt me. Number 3, we have Ron Klain, Jen M. Jackson, Brian Stelter, Federalist. And then Matt Iglesias. Actually, you know what? I don't think he's top five worthy. Let's go ahead and stick with these four. I'm gonna put 1 minute on the clock. Poll begins right now. Oh, wrong plane. Oh, Jen Jackson. She is on the lead. She is making A1 tip top first class effort. Let us go to her tweet right here, sir. Oh, there it is. Most good. It is crushing. She is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Pie flavor. Having flashbacks of physics class in college. Did you have Baijan, a Baijan professor? He comes say, "Hello, I'm going to teach you thermodynamics. I'm going to teach you about entropy. I'm going to teach you about Newton." Oh shit, we have 60. Oh, so we had 69% of vote. Oh shit. Oh shit, we had it. We almost had it. As Jen Jackson, 71% of the vote. Congratulations, Jen. You fucking crush it. Okay. Thank you for playing, Jen Jackson. I'm sorry, Jen Jackson. Woo. Number 4. We're going to do number 4. We have wrong plane. We have Brian Stelter. We have the Federalist. We are going to leave it at those three. And we are going to vote right now. So get your voting. Oh, hilarious. Why am I literally in my mechanical engineering class right now? Stop. Are you literally in class right now? Inertia is a property of matter, looking at. Oh, Federalist getting close to number 4. But Brian Stelter, he may come back. Just a quick note, whoever gets more than 51% gets it outright. However, if there is a plurality but not majority, we have runoff. So that is 50% and lower. Oh shit. Oh shit, we have... Oh, what do we do here? Do we do what? It is right below the threshold. I say runoff. We are doing runoff. Fuck it. Number 4, runoff. So whoever wins gets number 4. Whoever loses gets number 5. Poll begins now, sir. Go ahead and vote. Go vote your fucking balls off, sir. You will vote so hard, your balls would explode to the size of Nicki Minaj's cousin. Where'd she go? I'm watching a race between a potato and a rock. Oh, stop the count. Yeah, we had 69% of vote. Read the Minaj tweet in Professor Abdelikin's accent. Is that a dare? I dare you, sir. Where it is, Nicki Minaj. Okay, you get it. Oh shit! Oh, we got to 69. Oh shit! Oh, so nice. Oh my god. Oh, so nice. Drop some 69s in the chat. It is too nice. Too nice. MashaAllah. Okay. Oh, Nicki Minaj to say my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl got off the wedding. Astaghfirullah. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Amen. Amen. Oh, Jay, what are you coming in here saying I catch Man United game? You going to catch these hands, sir? Fuck out. Shut the hell up your mouth. Okay, sir. We are moving on. We have Federalist and Brian Stelter, 1 and 2, done. So we go next. We have number 6. Number 6, we have Ron Klein, who is not catching a fucking break today. I feel bad. And then we have Matt Iglesias. And for this part, I will break away from my Baijan accent so I can actually read this tweet and appreciate how horrible it is. Okay, so hold on. Still don't really understand why we overreacted so much to 3,000 dead on 9/11 and underreacted so much to 200 times and counting fatalities from COVID. What fuck's he saying? I don't fucking understand, sir. He is fucking Battamiz. He is Khanzir. He is Harami. Here we have Errol Weber, who says, Joe Biden has proved that you don't have to slam a plane into a building to destroy America. Scott Wiener. Oh, Scott Wiener. Or it is Scott Wiener or Wiener. He says, as we commemorate the 20th anniversary of 9/11 and the horror that it brought, let's recommit to fighting all forms of terrorism, including the greatest terror threat we face, white nationalist domestic terrorism. You dumb bitch. You just had to tweet it out on 9/11, didn't you? And then we got Stephen King, who's actually tweeting out fake news. Tweeting 1,200 dead of COVID yesterday in Florida, not the total for a week or a month, but one single day. That is not true. He's a dumb bitch. A dumb guy. A dumb gahla. So we got 2 minutes on the clock for number 6. Poll begins right now. You dumb bitch. .gif. That's Scott. He's a dick. Pi says, the tone of the Matt Iglesias tweet changes so much depending on whether you're picturing baseball cap Matty or bald fat dome Matty. That's interesting. Okay, so Scott Wiener, he is in the lead with 69%. Holy shit. You stop the count. Don't say anything. Don't vote. Don't do shit. But if you do, make sure it ends in 69 because that is too nice. Too nice. Someone's going to fuck it up. I know. I just know it. I should make it 1 minute. Why I do 2? I don't know. I don't know. And he tries to like, look at this shit. Oh, you can't dunk on me. I'm holding a puppy. Oh. Look, I've been there, done that. Okay. We are fucking dunking. We're dunking donuts up in this bitch. I love how oh, son of a bitch. I literally just about to say, I love how the vote hasn't changed. And it literally switches from 69% to 70%. Oh, now it's back to 69. Oh. Don't change it. Thank you for the 5 bits, Atomic. Appreciate you. Habibti. So, who fuck? You motherfucker. Who changed it? Who fucked it up? Someone fucked it up. You bitch. All right, congratulations, Senator Scott Wiener, you dumb gaffa, for getting number 6. All right, let's keep going. Number 7, again, Ron Klain, Iglesias, Errol Weber, Stephen King. 1 minute on the clock. You've seen every tweet. Poll begins right now. How are we 6 votes in without a song? You know. Oh, I know why. It's because Dan Collins logged off. He logged off for the month. He logged off for the month. That's the only reason why we haven't had a vaccine song yet. Classic Dan. That is Dan's fault. Let's just go ahead and find it. Maybe he has it here. Did he? Daniel? Did he delete his account? Maybe he did. Oh, maybe it's D Collins. There we go. Let's see here. We'll find it. Matt. Whoa. Oh, we have a runoff time. Runoff. Stephen King and Matt Iglesias runoff. What is this? Number 7 runoff? All right, that begins right now while I find this shit. How is it? You know, it probably is. Do I want to like show? Let's just go find it. Fuck it. I'm sure I have it right out here. The problem is I have only like, you only hear the audio. You won't see the video. Because I was trying to get you the audio and video. I'm working on my PC, and I'm not as familiar with the setup of it, because I also am a boomer, so just remember that. Oh, here we go. Matt Iglesias takes it.
You got the vaccine, they got the vaccine, we got the vaccine. We can get back to normal, let me inform you, let's all get the vaccine. It's about community immunity. I'm talking unity for you and me. If Doc says it's good, then trust me, it's good. Now let's all get the vaccine. Alright, there is none higher. DMC, I will inspire. Time for us to trust and not debate. The vaccine, believe it's safe to take. 9 out of 10 people won't get sick. That's 90% effective and legit. This COVID thing is real and it will find you. It's killing out people, let me remind you. Back in the days, there was polio, smallpox, back in the days. Measles and mumps, man, back in the day. But because of the vaccines, none of those stayed. Vaccines, they work to trigger immunity. 2 shots, we got antibody security. We gotta act now, no need to wait. Get your vaccine before it's too late, for real.
Yeah, it's just so good. Atomic hates this song. That's sad. It's sad to hear. You really shouldn't. Just embrace it. Oh, 50 Cent. We definitely have to put this bitch on the list. Nicholas Sarwark. Sarwark? That was a libertarian. Of course it's a libertarian. The engagement isn't high enough. I don't like it. No, it's not that bad. Oh fuck, this Hill tweet. Oh shit. I forgot about this one. This is definitely deserving of the top 10. Look at this. The real winners and one big loser of 9/11. What? All right, and this is the 50-cent tweet that says, this day will forever be remembered to those who lost loved ones. My condolences. And then the hashtag Branson Cognac and Lechemin Duroy. What the fuck? Are you promoting your alcohol brands on a fucking 9/11 post 50? I'm sorry. I personally think we should include the Hill in the conversation. Yeah, we'll do the Hill, 50 Cent. There's the Atheist Republic. They fucking follow me now? What the fuck? Ugh. I can make it an executive decision to move the Hill farther up, but we gotta get it on the top 10 first of all. So let's do this. Let us vote on it. So Atheist Republic says, where were you when the Twin Towers fell? Imagine no religion. And the very first thing that comes to mind is obviously John Lennon's Imagine, but also because they're atheists, they truly believe in no religion. And their religion is believing in no religion. And all I can think about is shut the fuck up. This CBS News tweet, patients forced to wait thousands of minutes in rural Texas ER. We've never seen this ever. Thousands of minutes. I mean, we're splitting hairs at this point. I don't think I put it in the top 10. Probably honorable mention. So let's do this. We'll do Ron Klain, Errol Weber, Atheist Republic, 50 Cent, and The Hill. And whichever two of those make it, then we'll make some adjustments, okay? So we got The Hill. We got 50 Cent. We've got Atheist Republic. We've got Errol Weber. And we've got Ronald Klain. 1 minute on the clock. Poll begins right now. Let's see what's going on. There's always never enough space, unfortunately. All right. The Hill is currently in the lead. Oh, there might be a runoff. Let's be honest, it's probably going to happen. Knowing how the Habibis vote, it looks like we're going to get a runoff. Okay, good. Ernie's not behind me. Ernie likes to sneak up right next to me, and I'm like half the time terrified that I might like step on him or roll my chair into him. He's so like quiet and like subtle, but there are times in which like the house is silent and you can hear his little pitter patter of him walking. It's so funny. Oh, okay, we got a runoff between the Hill and Atheist Republic for the final 2 spots, and then we'll make some adjustments from there. All right, so take out 50 Cent, take out Errol Weber, take out Ron Klain. All right, so Atheist Republic, where were you when the Twin Towers fell? Imagine no religion. And then the real winners and one big loser of 9/11 from the Hill. 1 minute on the clock. Poll begins right now. What did Damon do now? What did Brooklyn Dad do? Have to lie about an STD to get out of a wedding. The only lying you should do is on a brand new sleep system from mypillow.com with promo code POSO. What? Is that what? He better be getting paid by fucking My Pillow for that shit, because, and I can't tell if he's trolling or grifting or doing both, but fucking hey, I mean, whatever. The Hill gets it with number 9, and then followed by Atheist Republic. So this is what we're gonna do. Since some of you think that the Hill should be much higher, let's recount where it would go higher up to. So we got President Biden, Pamkeith, Jen Jackson, Federalist, Brian Stelter, Scott Wiener, Matt Iglesias, Stephen King, The Hill, Atheist Republic. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to do a poll. No channel points, no bits, just the poll, straight up, whatever you guys think. The Hill's tweet. And I'm going to pull it up one more time. Here it is. That's where The Hill is. The Hill. Oh, I hear the pitter patter. We're going to do top 3, top 5, or top 1 minute. Go ahead and get those votes in. You know, I don't know if the article still exists. Let's go find out. What was it? 3 winners and 1 big loser? The real winners. Who the fuck writes the real winners of 9/11? It's still up. And look at that. The views expressed by the contributors are their own and not the view of the Hill. Look how they did that. Amazing. Amazing. Who was the real winner of 9/11? All right, so top 10. So top 10 wins it. Let's just do a little more polling. So the Hill tweet. There should be 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10. Well, we can't go to 10 because it already beat out number 10. So let's just do 6, 7, 8, 9. Between 6 and 9. Very nice. All right. Look who rolls in at 420. Who rolled in at 420? Right now, the plurality is 6. I'm sorry, 7. So whatever is second to that, we will do a vote between 6 and 7. Likely. Most likely. Unless it gets over 51%. Okay, it gets 50%. So you want to call it right there? You want to say that's enough? 50. It gets 50%. So We'll just say it gets number 7. We'll say it gets number 7. There you have it. There's the list for this week, Habibis. Well, relaxing persons for Hill, we could do a list for just for 9/11. Honestly, I haven't seen enough takes to just do a 9/11 list that is unique, so I'd rather just do it for the week as a whole. But there are a lot of 9/11 takes in this list, so yeah. So you can make up what you can, or make of it what you will. I hope all of you enjoyed the stream this evening, and I appreciate all of your support and appreciate your participating in these polls for the list. I love doing these streams, and I love making the list. And there are times in which I've really thought about quitting because I get so tired of it. But there's always something that like keeps pushing me to keep going. So I really think that's all because of you. So thank you all for keeping me on this and honest, for trying to just call out people's bullshit for what it is, and just try to bring a sense of order, I guess, to the chaotic website that is twitter.com/cesspool. So I appreciate again the love and support. I hope all of you have a great week. For those of you who are observing Yom Kippur, may you have an easy fast. For those of you who are tuning into Habibi Power Hour, this week we're not live on Wednesday. We are doing a pre-record with Drew Holden Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for the Demigod Habibis. If you want to check that out, go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Habibi Bros. Or and we also have Rita Panahi on Thursday at 9 p.m. East. Or if you want to not like tune in for the live but watch the replay, you don't have to pick the top tier. You can watch it on Wednesday, and we'll put it out. We'll put out a preview on Rumble, put it out on YouTube, and put it out on all the channels. So you can, again, if you're new to the stream, you never watched it before, you can find me on Twitter at Siraj Hashmi. Find the Habibi Bros at Habibi_Bros. And you can find our president, Ernie, on Twitter and Instagram at Hard to Earn. Habibis, love you all. Maslama. Hope you have a good night. Peace.